morning of November 28, 1994, Rikki Neave, a 6-year-old, bid farewell to his parents and set off for school. His mother, Ruth, grew increasingly worried when Rikki didn't return home with the other children in the afternoon. Rikki had a habit of returning promptly for dinner, meticulously keeping time with his new electronic watch. Upon her husband Jerry's return from work, they embarked on a search for Rikki throughout their Welland neighborhood. For approximately 2 hours, they traversed the town's streets, calling out their son's name and seeking potential witnesses. After inquiring with several of Rikki's classmates, they discovered that the boy had indeed attended school and returned home as usual. This puzzling turn of events raised concerns of a possible kidnapping, prompting the distressed parents to contact the police. The following day after Rikki Neave's disappearance was reported, law enforcement, assisted by trained dogs, descended upon the nearby Peterborough forest. Within hours, they made a grim discovery. Rikki's lifeless body lay sprawled in a wide clearing within the forest. The murder scene was hauntingly macabre. The young victim was unclothed, splayed in a star-like configuration, with his clothing nowhere in sight, later found in a nearby trash can. The subsequent autopsy confirmed that Rikki had been strangled. From the outset, suspicions centered on the victim's mother, who had a history of alleged abuse towards Rikki's siblings, as reported by neighbors. Authorities harbored suspicions of her involvement in the murder. A trial convened in October 1996, culminating in Ruth's acquittal of the charge of murdering Rikki Neave. However, prior to the trial, Ruth had pleaded guilty to child abuse, resulting in a 7-year prison sentence. As a result, Jerry assumed responsibility for raising their children, while Ruth served her prison term. In a recent interview, Ruth Neave shared the profound impact of her ordeal, stating, "I lost my children and my freedom. Then I had to begin anew, all the while burdened with the lingering stigma of being perceived as a murderer, despite my acquittal." The aftermath of her trial left Ruth's family shattered. Her husband distanced himself from her, and for over 26 years, she yearned to witness her children's growth. She missed pivotal moments, such as their school and university experiences. Following Ruth's acquittal, the police spent approximately a year investigating the case, but failed to identify any other suspects. The investigation lay dormant until 2015, when determined detectives decided to reopen the pursuit of Rikki's killer. Advancements in forensic technology played a pivotal role in this renewed investigation. Forensic experts managed to uncover DNA traces on Rikki's clothing, enabling them to construct a profile that matched other genetic samples. This profile was subsequently uploaded to a database, leading to an immediate breakthrough. The DNA found on the victim correlated with James Watson's biological record, providing a significant lead in the case. Upon delving into James Watson's background, the police unearthed a troubling history. At the time of the murder, 13-year-old James resided in an orphanage located in close proximity to Neave's family. His records described him as a troubled teenager. Interestingly, James found himself in the children's home after his sole parent, who had a career in law enforcement, faced allegations of abusing their authority and subsequently served a prison sentence. Initially, James vehemently denied any connection to the victim and provided authorities with an alibi for November 28, 1994, which proved unverifiable. However, a significant turning point occurred when James learned that traces of his DNA had been discovered on the victim's clothing. This revelation prompted an abrupt change in his narrative. He asserted that he had lifted Rikki the day before, helping the toddler peer over a fence. As the police continued their questioning of James, he appeared perplexed when asked to describe the location of the incident. He gestured towards a fence near the victim's parents' home. However, a thorough investigation uncovered a significant inconsistency. There had been no fence in that location in 1994. Furthermore, additional damning details emerged that cast suspicion on James. His history, as documented on a troubled teen record, revealed a troubling incident where he had nearly strangled a girl and engaged in harassment of his peers while residing at a shelter. The accumulation of this incriminating evidence led to a decisive moment in June 2022, when a jury found 41-year-old James Watson guilty of murder. Due to his status as a teenager at the time of the crime, Watson received a 15-year prison sentence. "We made a promise to Rikki's family, including Ruth," stated PC Paul Fullwood, "that we would identify his assailant, and we fulfilled that promise." He expressed regret for the prolonged investigation timeline, but emphasized the significance of achieving justice. Despite the constable's apology, Ruth Neave expressed her unwillingness to forgive the police for the extended ordeal during which they sought to implicate her in her own son's murder, effectively making her life a living hell. Ruth lamented, "I missed out on my children's whole lives, all thanks to Cambridgeshire police." She added poignantly, "When Rikki died, I died with him."